Omo Koya, Omo Livia Woking. And so they are Ashanti Memi. And if you look at the vote across the country, Ashantis and people, Ashanti will know Eastern regional. Because they know that, oh, I mean, victory is a show. What makes you think, sir? Ashanti regional, Mabay, because I've seen quite a number of you in the region. Mabay, Ashanti is going to move from a blue na apple green. Then a more officer meeting me, because Ashanti region is blue, pure NPP. It's
true. Is there a stronghold?
Yes.
No doubt about that. And that is why they've taken them for granted. Because NPP before Ashanti region, oh yes, what have they done here? You tell me. Tell me 3 major interventions in Ashanti region. You see KJT market. You see Tepa Hospital, Fomina Hospital, Kumawu Hospital, Bekwai Hospital, Kwamfanochi Eye Care Center, Sofola Interchange. We took over, we pushed it, and made sure we dealt with it. Kumasi Inner Roads. Dear partner, see a cousin baby or strongholder. They said without a honor, we are here. Someone is a mensa, Mirano, you beside and said, Minister, region with dear, Hannah move me, and like you are saying, MPP to me, the Ashanti region, a council by 6 regions.
Yeah, true.
So that tells you the power and the magnitude of Ashanti region. And your regional is a Udiumudiagro. I watched him, the regional minister.
Well, it was on my show actually.
You did it.
Yes, I did.
Yes, thank you. You did it.
It was on my show.
You did it.
Yes, it was on my show.
Also call a race course as a Yupachi. Also regional office. No office at Chico.
There's Judge Bangalore.
You sit there and why you are mass at buy. I didn't put you beba. Ashanti region say, look, you are not taking us for granted. Also, if I hear Bangles, I will see my judges.
Yeah.
That is the what these people are telling the people of Ashanti region.
Oh, but at least, I mean, a penda me here. Who call a year drop so a hospital. In fact, this was 4 district hospitals or commission drop so there a buo a year swami. Then I mean, I must say West District to Kahon. To say hospitals, OBB hospital. These are things he has done for
and I told you, Tepa, Fomina, Kumawu, Bekwai, Kwamfanochi, Afari Military Hospital, Siwa Regional Hospital. Make I many president mama and call Mampon and you call Commission Mampon Water Project. I remember, see a call. Nti nye they compare with stronghold cry.
We stronghold then they compare with stronghold.
Take Volta region, we gave them a university.
We
give them an airport. Kumasi Airport, near Shasia. He really runway no. Utumfo, I remember he flew and landed in Kumasi. President Mama flew and landed in Kumasi. Airport, international airport. I know, and I'm so confident. Say, look, may have my trans for our patience. But when you take them for granted, now we take you more granted for too longer. You see, ensure a tap on Shenia. I feel we, Ashanti member Kasa. They will send a message to the MPP. Say, you've taken us for granted for far too long. Enough is enough. And I encourage them to send a signal to them. Say, Ashanti mind a bulldozer. The quine say, yeah, near the Buquino. The quino at the Hovia. Near the Chevy Mercedes Benz, and I'm quite so. Go to Chevy. Go to Chevy.
Because see, there are roads all across the region.
Interchange. Is this from interchange?
Yes, from interchange.
8 years. 8. President Mama was president for 4 years. 8 years. 8 years. 8 oh. What?
Process.
They promised them saying their first time Krombi. How much am I want to cry the Dani issue? They can't do it. No more you're a crocodile John. There's a younger woman in Kunya. Years and phone Kunya. Magic. We're failing. Such an abysmal performance in Ashanti region. Your main stronghold. Take them for granted. to more to basa. And the mo who say, as a mother contractor betuano. 10 days to elections.
And for
Because
I mean, we see all the concerns and they make the point, say yes, okay. Assuming for granted saying you're working in the prayer. Nanado, what more social intervention? If I done any be one, every Ghanaian benefited, including a year constituency for. We are sure what fast for benefited from the social intervention here, and I could follow what is the free SHRs. It's the question they're asking you, say, what is your track record in terms of social intervention and this? Then I'm buy then I'm phobia in your home for so. I mean, you say that's a trouble. You are not the alternative.
Social intervention,
right?
It's a policy. I share that, I implement it to help the masses. Normally, government policies such that individual ain't mean.
True.
It's very expensive. Those are the characteristics of social interventions.
Yeah.
They are very expensive. It affected the mass of the people until the government deliberately decided to obey. Take something like rural electrification. The buy now access rate now was about 50%. By the time I leave office, they call 84%.
So that's a social intervention.
That is one social intervention.
I see.
Take get fund. Get fund. Without get fund, you can't even talk about free SHS. The schools are easy. Get fund. I buy the get fund Kuburuska to actualize the free SHS. I'm not condemning.
No. It's social intervention for you.
Therefore, it's a social intervention to get money, just like before did the NHIS, which we started in terms of the pilot. Get fund was supposed to bring the schools across. Without the schools, how do you even get free SHS? The schools ought to exist anywhere. You can't even say it's a school to your mouth. No, doesn't not make sense. Yes. Somebody build that foundation. And governance is a continuum. President Mama said the next phase, they say, is a permanent solution to the funding. Just this month, a more I spy, a more pro, and they could go back. Did you feed the free SHS students? How can you be so wicked? Some money, you remember me and a bush on BD. Some more I spy. You demand one in a bush on BD. Just a quarter of the budget. A spied rice, a more I spy health issues. Not more the feeding koala in the name of free SHS. Those are the issues, and these are real issues that confronts the nation. And life is not all about free SHS. You must survive before you can talk about free SHS. The economy is in tatters. People are dying. Me call me constituency. Woman be buy jerrycan. Any friend go for gallon. What's it cooking oil? Last 2 months, no turn of 5.8 million. They still use old currency. What's 580?
Over 80 Ghana cedis.
What's it no call ye 10 million 20 cedis in just 2 months? And market women 80 me. KJT 40, I score 40. Me boy, they can tell. Opa check the price of oil, the rate of increase within just 1 month. The rate of increase for rice, staples, in the inflation index, food inflation they lead. Who's inflation at 22%? Double digit, very high. It's one of the highest in Africa. But within it, the food inflation is far, far higher. Come the nipa, a come nipa. Now when you're doing here, please say some person there.
So if you are not paying the school fees, a little bit me CV. At least would show half of it.
So let me give you a scenario.
What this house can be seen now?
I wish I could I'll open this data for you as we speak.
Me too.
Let me give you a scenario.
Me too.
Under President Mama, minimum wage. Ultimately, 2 bags of rice.
That's minimum wage, 2 bags of rice.
But which yes,
school fees kakra.
And Akufa, they can't even buy 1 bag of rice. No, take the minimum wage under President Mama.
Minimum wage under President Mama, let's become 2 bags.
Yes.
Still with your school fees.
Yes.
And Akufo won't your school fees, but won't you
one bag? Yeah, 9.2. I've done the calculation. I'll pull the data for you.
So
where your data? Because I took the minimum wage, and then I took a bag of rice under President Mama.
Right.
And so when you take your minimum wage at the end of the month, what can you buy?
Exactly.
Then today we take your minimum wage until you are comparing apples with apples. How many bags of rice can you buy? You could buy more than 2 bags under President Mama. And Akufo-Addo, you can buy less than 1 bag.
But half bag.
So they're virtually taking your 1 bag money to pay Uber school fees. They are robbing Peter to pay Paul. Economy not some, and the economy is number 1. Look, the economy tops everything because free SHS, health, education, infrastructure comes under a thriving economy. It's a economy na Pascal. Na ajiwu nsema. Now what is the economist but me economy all of a sudden you see vice president there on your at the same time I want digitalization now you know the minimum mo cry MPP campaign. You will mean na me who party a company the same party why by muda.
The MPP no campaign
against their own policies. The MPP in government are implementing e-levy. The game changer DND. And a mama see living here. Now the same MPP now. I say MPP e-levy now we implementing no. And yet in the end to abamo no more abamu. No more cancel e-levy now more abamu or more implementing.
Let's say the Akufo-Addo policy. Bamia ye independent of Akufo-Addo. It is a if Akufo-Addo are here, Bamia wants to do B. There's nothing wrong with that because though the same party, but it's a different candidate.
You just said it's the same party.
Of course, the same party.
That's one.
But the vision of the candidate is different.
2 were told about me support e-levy. So what's that different vision? Gideon Buako, Menino on Metro TV, and I put a direct question. Come on, Gideon say Dr. Baumia was part of the cabinet that took the decision. John Boadu ever confirmed me as General Secretary. So Dr. Baumia fully supports e-levy. Election is a bar. But even I say Baumia ain't been convincing the boss Akufo-Addo say only e-levy. Then he's not even fit for that job.
Say Baumia ain't convincing Akufo-Addo. So only e-levy feel
he's not fit for the job because Akufo-Addo never can say the economy dear. Me boa many am can say me on the economy omonama. Into what the Dr. Baumia ba say eba economy wo je bibia she Dr. Baumia nsem. Nti no ono na enye bibia ma no. Then all of a sudden we are told say no the head of the economic management team President Akufo-Addo catch say ono no di bibia she nsem no onim ho hwe. When his spokesperson catch say or support e-levy anye ye anko ye nti no yempe kwatiko bi so let's extricate Dr. Baumia from Akufo-Addo. So Akufo-Addo is responsible for everything. Then give all the credit to Akufo-Addo. Why do MPP person catch say oh Baumia born home more than as vice president? On a boy we. Enko ye di anye on a boy.
Say the cash onye no oye.
Yeah, the economy in the man no that's what they told him to do. President Akufo-Addo catch say was what the economy national Dr. Baumia nsem. And Dr. Baumia na be catch say he has a sterling economic management team. Professor Jambafo, Dr. Akoto say obobo mu nyina di no say momfa mo compare my economic management team. Dr. Baumia na catch say cedi ni dollar no wa arrested depreciation no. Enya Akufo-Addo na catch say o what the key no ama IGP. Dr. Baumia na catch say Sino Hydro facility no enye loan. Enne it's a loan. It's pushed our debt to GDP to more than 100%. They have to give people haircuts. Pensioners, musika. This man cannot be trusted. This man does not deserve the presidency. These double standards. You cannot be principled. You know, your friend, the Al Gore syndrome. And then I'll go Lucy. I'll go air contest now. So
not your vice president at the time too, yes. Now,
what the vice president does is that you run on the ticket and the performance of your boss and your party. That's what is done everywhere. This is the only vice president who benefits own government policies. I mean, you think about it. A vice president running away from their own policies. What will be there? Give me one example. Just one example of a sitting vice president.
I mean,
let's see. Look, the boss policy. I
don't think
he should have left that government. He should have left. When it comes to principle,
yeah.
Then should have said so. Me now the head of economy management team, the man. As head, no, me just say he live, you know, and yet you free. So 1 year and year, mean to be head of economy management team. Maybe I'll still keep my vice president, but to take that position, say, "Una running, una your head," and your economic management team now, and young finance minister name one on a chair, and that's where they take the decisions.
That's what we were told that the finance minister don't say about me.
When I can,
Eugene Boateng, your colleague in Parliament, many the interview.
What is he a government?
Who was a deputy minister?
No, me come from 2020.
Yeah, from
2020. No, never catch as a Kenoforeta as the best finance minister.
Yeah, of course that's fine. But after
that time, they won't. And after 2020, won't TV.
No, that's according to Eugene. Say at the point, the finance minister.
No, can you imagine? Say finance minister. 2017 OTA, 2018 OTA, 2019 OTA. 2020 OTA. Economist that is a Pascal OTA. I mean, what kind of cockapoo story is this?
You don't believe it?
But we're not kids. Okay, so I'll call the currency in depreciating more.
But your brother has come, at the mamba.
The buyer was to watch the currency. From tomorrow, watch it. We've gotten this. We've gotten Jananum.
Okada or UK.
No, you're worried. And Guasia, 17 cedi to the dollar. To the dollar, yeah. 17 cedi to the dollar.
Yeah.
That's where we are. That's the reality.
But you remember the finance committee, you admitted and agree that yes, the economy may have been in shambles. Beginning of 2021, 22, 23 there, but stabilizing.
What is stabilizing? Tell me.
Is recovering.
What? Give me the indicators. Inflation, we are one of the highest. 22%. Currency depreciation is the 4th worst in Africa. 4th worst in Africa. Currency depreciation.
But there's growth.
Growth of what? You can have a jobless growth. We are not paying and servicing our debt.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. Once we start servicing our debt,
from 2026,
it means you'll be here more dollars. Yes, servicing your debt in Puna, you will go for me. Yes, servicing your debt to Mpuni, you will go for me. And you know, GDP is calculated what we call the expenditure approach.
Right.
You have the income approach, the product approach, and the expenditure approach. Where your expenditure approach, as you spend, you capture, especially on final expenditure. Then you aggregate everything and deflate it using the deflator and determine the GDP growth. So, now the share economy now, you see growth. But so, now I'm fine infrastructure and self-financing projects. Now the consumption, you will see growth, but along the line, no, it will catch up with you. And that's what happened. A bank will borrow by $11.5 billion. And use a chunk of it for consumption. All revenues, we've gotten about 10 billion. Abayinkwenya 7 billion out of it. Energy sector levies. Abayinkwenya 40 billion. Debt to GDP over 100%. Debt level from 120 billion to more than 700 billion. Abba. I
see. The economy in this year's election is one of the biggest in the drive amount for. And NDC, what is that show on Semuba? Because more times it's not much like a crowd.
I want you to always. There will never be a timer even in America.
Right.
There will never be that time. But we never had haircuts under NDC. Never. We never had a haircut. Pensioners, sika, pensioners, ye ma many, ye papa mo one more team free assume on my pensioners sika. Pension almost all AI.
Yeah.
You go and take their money. How can you be so wicked? Look, you are sleeping. I kept saying it. I said, watch it. Look, baby, Dr. Baumia said, we don't read. No, this man, we don't read.
Yeah.
If you remember, I'll say, we don't read.
Yeah.
And this is your performance. Inflation, 22% against your time, 15%. CD depreciation, 40-something% against your time. Inflation, 54%. You check the indicator. Even economic jobs. Because when you grow economy, the main thing is you want to create jobs.
Yeah.
A jobless growth is meaningless. But single digit unemployed. And then 14%. And the MPP. Cocoa production. We hit 1 million. And then cocoa at Tiababa 500. We handed over 3 oil producing fields to this government. 1 Kromo Fanka.
I see. For another pay, many Honorable John Jinapor and Aiding Komo. We're having a very simple, calm conversation on December 7, 2024. Just about 11 days to the crucial election. Now he's very confident in his mindset. The only party and the only candidate with me, I a free sa or how near Titia ye Komono, a John Jomani Mahama, or some Atia says, power na and stabilize and the doom talk a kakana or hono Nina a yesikasem, a chim sabamia dear. No, yan 1 year pa. Because he's the only candidate of our campaign against one of the party policies. And when it's on kind of cry, he's quite dishonest. We'll